Hello students, today we will see branching statements in Python. So we have seen in algorithm how we can use test if statement. So each and every test if is having two branches, two outputs, either yes or false. That is the Boolean output. Okay, so how this test if we can use in Python. So let's see this one. So before going to branching statement, so we study some relational operators in Python. So we have seen what are the mathematical operators in Python. So plus is used to do addition, minus is used to do subtraction, asterisk is used to do multiplication like this, slash is there, modulus sign is there. So with these operators we can perform mathematical operations. That's why it is called as mathematical operators. Okay. So when we go for branching statement, we should use relational operators. That means comparison operators. Relational operators are also called comparison operators because we are doing comparison between two variables or one variable and one value. Okay, we can set relation between variable or variable and mathematical expression or variable and value. Okay, so we can compare two variables or two values. That's why it is called as comparison operator or relational operators. So let us see how many operators are there and how we can use these operators in Python. So this is the table. This indicates the relational operators in Python. So we have two values, a is equal to 10 and b is equal to 20. Okay, see these values are already assigned. So first operator is equal to. Equal to means this is the combination of two equal to sign. So we used single equal to. Suppose we want to assign z is equal to x plus y. So here we used equal to operator. So what is the meaning of this equal to? This is the assignment statement. So here we can assign mathematical expression to variable, value to variable, or another variable to variable. Okay, so here we are assigning some value expression to variable. That's why it is called as assignment statement. Single equal to is assignment statement, where double equal to is comparison operator. So how we can use this one? If the values of two operands are equal, then the condition becomes true. Okay, so we have a is equal to 10, b is equal to 20, and when we write conditional statement, if a is equal to b, okay, we can compare these two values by using this comparison operator. So is it true or false? Look here, every relational operator gives you two values. Okay, means either true or false. Only one value it will be outputted. So here it gives you a is equal to 10, b is equal to 20. Is it true a is equal to b? No, it is not true, it is false. Okay, so it remains false. If these two values are provided by user, it returns false. Okay, like this, if a is equal to b. So when we check condition with the help of this one, what it gives here? Either true or false. These values are called as Boolean values because two values are there. That's why we can say like this, true or false. So if a is equal to 10, b is equal to 20, it returns false. If values are different like this, a is equal to 10 and b is equal to 10, that time what it returns? So it returns true. Okay, so like this, when the values change, its output can be changed. Okay, so this is the first operator, combination of two equal to sign without any space, equal to. Then not equal to. Okay, not equal to means combination of exclamatory mark and equal to. We can use not equal to like this or not equal to like this, combination of less than sign and greater than sign. So how it returns the value? We have a is equal to 10, b is equal to 20. So when we write like this, a not equal to b, is it true or false? Yes, it is true because a is 10 and b is 20. These two values are different. These values are not similar. So it returns true. Okay, so here again third operator is combination of less than, greater than. So these two are similar one. We can write like this: A not equal to B, or A not equal to B. So both we can use here. It returns true or false. Again it returns true or false according to the values inputted by user. Next operator is greater than sign. Okay, greater than means if the value of left operand is greater than the value of right operand, then condition becomes true. Okay, so this is the left operand, this is the right operand, and this is called as operator. So we have A is equal to 10, B is equal to 20 when we write the statement if A greater than B. What it returns here? Yes, it returns false because A is not greater than B. Okay, so we can use here greater than sign. Less than sign is there. If the value of left operand is less than the value of right operand, then condition becomes true. A less than B. Is it true or false? Yes, it is true because we have A is equal to 10, B is equal to 20. That's why it returns true. Then greater than equal to, without any space, we can club these two operators. What is the meaning of this one? Greater than equal to is if the value of left operand is greater than or equal to the value of right variable. Okay, so how we can do this one? Suppose we have A is equal to 5 and B is equal to again 5. So when we write like this, A greater than B, is A greater than B? So what it returns here? False. Okay, because A is 5, B is 5, but A is not greater than B. Okay, so when we write like this, A greater than equal to B, so what it checks? Whether A is greater than B or A is equal to B. So A is 5, B is 5, so what it returns here? True. So we can use greater than and greater than equal to like this. Okay, if these two values are equal, then it returns false because we are going to check only greater than or not. Okay, here we can check greater than as well as equal to, so it returns true. So this is the difference between greater than and greater than equal to. So same thing is there in less than equal to. So we have less than and less than equal to. So we can check here whether the value of left operand is less than or equal to the value of right operand. Okay, so these operators equal to, not equal to, not equal to, greater than, less than, greater than equal to, less than equal to, these operators are called as relational operators in Python. So these symbols are used to denote relational operators in Python. So we can see how we can use these operators in actual scripting of Python. So let's see some of the examples. Here we can use that relational operators in if statement. Okay, so what is the use of if? If is the branching statement in Python. The if statement contains a logical expression using which data is compared and a decision is made. Okay, so decision can be made on the result of comparison. So whatever conditional expression we used in if, depending upon that condition, it returns the value either true or false. So what is the syntax of if? So if, you should write it in small letters. Okay, then expression and then colon. Look here, expression you should write here and then it is ended with colon. Okay, then expression means what? It is a logical expression. So we can write here if x greater than y, if x greater than 10, if x greater than y plus 10, or if x greater than y plus z. So any kind of expression, mathematical expression, we can write by using if statement. Expression means, look here, if we write z is equal to x plus y, This is not the expression. Okay, so this whole is called as assignment statement. Okay, and this x plus y, we can say it as expression. Okay, z is equal to, suppose second statement is there, z is equal to 6. Suppose next statement is there, z is equal to a. Okay, another value is there, z is equal to x plus 10. So these value present at the right hand side. So this x plus y is expression, 6 is expression, a is expression, x plus 10 is expression. So whatever present at the right side, that is called as expression. So we can write here expression. If expression, then colon you should write, and then statement. Okay, statement or statements. We can write here single statement, or we can write here group of statements. That's why this is written as statement and within bracket s, single statement or number of statements. So when we consider syntax of if, one more thing you has to remind here, that some of you are familiar with C language, some of you are familiar with Java, some are familiar with C++. So when we use C language, how we can write here if statement? So when we write here if statement, if, okay, sum of the expression, then you should write here opening curly bracket, okay, then statements, and then closing curly bracket. Okay, so what is the meaning of this one? When this expression remains true, it will execute the statements present within this pair of brackets. Okay, so when this condition remains true, suppose x is equal to 10 and y is equal to 5, and we write here if x greater than y, then what would happen here? If this condition remains true, so it will execute all the statements present within this block. Okay, so we can use opening curly bracket and closing curly bracket to indicate this is the start of block, this is the end of block. Means compiler has to execute all the statements present within this pair of braces. So beginning and end. But when we consider Python, it doesn't give any type of symbol. Okay, so how it indicates this is the beginning of if and this is the end of if? So you should use here indentation. Indentation means spaces. Okay, so we will see in practical session how we can write statements, how we can use indentation in Python if. So how we can use if, expression and statements? Look here, when we write like this is our Python prompt, and we have to write here conditional expression. So if here is one example, if x is having value 10, if x greater than 5, so when this condition remains true, whatever expression, whatever statements we want to execute if condition remains true, so you should take these statements inside if. Okay, like this. So if is starting from this position, so you should use here tab space character to print the statements. So you can write like this, use here tab key, then print x, use here tab key, then write another statement. So the statements you want to execute when if expression remains true, that statement should be taken inside if. Okay, by using tab spaces. So we can use Python environment, some of the environment automatically text control by using tab spaces. Some of the in some versions you should take the statement inside the if, or you should use the tab space. So whatever statements you want to execute, you should take it inside the if. So if this is the position of I, you should take statement like this. Okay, so we will see it in practical session. Only remind this part, we can use indentation in if. to indicate this is the beginning of the block and this is the end of block. So this is the example how we can write here. This is the Python prompt, x is equal to 10. Okay, so if x greater than 5, this is the conditional expression, colon is there according to the syntax, and this statement is inside if. So take it by using tab, print x is greater than 5. So it prints value of actual x and then it prints the text is greater than 5. So what is the value of x here? 10. 10 is greater than 5. So this condition remains true. So it will execute this print statement because this print statement is present inside the if. Here we are using only if, means we want to execute some of the statements only if expression remains true. Okay, if it false, it will skip that statement. We will see in next slide if we use if and else. Here we used only if. Okay, so here it will execute only one statement, but suppose we want to execute two statements when the condition remains true. So how we can write here? Look here, this is the another example. X is 10 here. If x greater than 5, okay, so print x is greater than 5. So we have x is equal to 10. So this condition remains true. So it will take your control to the statements present inside the if. So it will execute this one, x is greater than 5. So it displays x is greater than 5. And then again next statement is there inside if. So it will execute next consecutive statement, print value of x is x. So it gives you value of x is 10. Okay, so here only one statement is there inside the if statement. Here two statements are there inside if statement. So it will execute these two statements if condition remains true. Okay, so look here, when the condition remains false, suppose we have x is equal to 4. Okay, in this example how it executes? X is equal to 4. If x greater than 5, is it true or false? It is false. So it will skip this statement. It won't execute this one. It will take your control to the next Python prompt. Okay, when the condition remains false. Here also if x is equal to 4, it will check is x greater than 5. No, it returns false. So it will skip these two statements. It won't execute these two statements and it will take your control to next Python prompt. So you don't get any type of output. Okay, because we are not using here else statement. So this is the if. Okay, we used here indentation. Next part, this is the if, how we can use if else. So this is the syntax of if else. So if expression colon then statement, else part of this one then statement. Okay, if else should be present like this and the statement should be present like this. Okay, here also we can write single statement or group of statements within if and else. So what would happen here? If we have x is equal to 10, okay, same thing is there, x is equal to 10. So when we press here enter key, it gives you another Python prompt. If x greater than 5, this is the conditional expression, we should use here colon. What we want to execute here? If this condition remains true, print x is greater than 5. Okay, else part of this one, else is present at this position. Look here, it starts from prompt, else it should start from prompt. So when we use Python prompt directly without using Python environment, shell environment, it gives you secondary prompt like this, combination of 3 dots. So I will show you how it happens in Python. So this is called as primary prompt, this is called as secondary prompt. So E should start from the beginning of the prompt. Okay, else then colon is there, in the syntax else colon print x is less than 5. So how it executes? We have x is equal to 10. So it will check if x greater than equal to 5. Is it true or false? Yes, it is true. Okay, so what it executes? If it is true, it executes the statement present within if. So it executes x is greater than 5. It displays the output x is greater than 5. Okay, when the condition remains true. If the condition remains false, suppose we have x is equal to 4. So it will check if x greater than equal to 5, is it true or false? It is false. So it will take your control to the else part because this condition remains false. So it will execute the statement within else. So it will take your control, Python interpreter take your control to the else part and it executes the statement print x is less than 5. So when we have x is equal to 4, it returns x is less than 5. Okay, so like this we can use if and else. Only the main part is indentation part. Okay, so whatever statements you want to execute when expression remains true, you should write like this, and whatever statements you want to execute if the expression remains false, you should write like this. Okay, so this part is called as indentation. So this is the example of if else. So we can see another examples here. So this is the question: to enter any number, input any number and check whether the number is even or odd. So how we can check this one? So we have seen this question in algorithm. So this is the input, no is equal to int input, enter any number. So it will ask to enter any number, number is 5 entered by the user. How we can check number is even or odd? When that number is divided by 2, it gives you some modulus, some remainder. If that remainder is 0 means what? The entered number is even. And if that remainder is not equal to 0 means what? Number is odd. Okay, so what is the number here? 5. When we divide this 5 by 2, okay, what it gives here? 2 2s are 4. Okay, so it returns here 1. 1 means what? It is a non-zero number, and when it returns non-zero number means what? The entered number is odd number. So what it does here? If no modulus 2 equal to 0, it remains false for input 5. So it will take your control to else part, else it prints number is odd. So you will get output 5 is odd. Okay, so when here second example is there, by using same script we can enter here another number. So we have number is 10. So when we enter here number 10, how it get executed? So if no modulus 2 is equal to 0, 10 modulus 2 is equal to 0, is it true or false? Yes, it is true. When we divide 10 by 2, 2 5s are 10. So it gives you remainder as 0. So if no modulus 2 equal to 0, so this condition remains true. It gives you no is even. So we will get output 10 is even. Okay. So by using this script, we can enter different numbers and we can find out whether the numbers are even or odd. So this is the logic behind this. Next example, find maximum between two inputted numbers. Okay, how we can find out maximum between two numbers? So someone asks you to find maximum. Suppose he has given you two numbers 10 and 20 and he said find out maximum between two. So how we can find out maximum between 10 and 20? So we can count 20 is greater than 10, that's why 20 is maximum. Okay, so if he enters number like this 50 and 100, so how we can find out maximum between these two? So 100 is greater than 50, That's why 100 is maximum. Okay, so whatever number is greater, then that number would be the maximum one. Same logic we can use in script. So here two values are inputted. NO1 is equal to INT, input, enter first number. NO2 INT, input, enter second number. So numbers provided by user are 10 and 20. Okay, we have to find out maximum between these two numbers. So how we can write expression for this one? If NO1 greater than equal to NO2. So here I am using greater than equal to. So we can check here multiple conditions, if number is greater, number is less, or number is equal to. But we are studying only if and else part. That's why I used here greater than equal to. So if NO1 greater than equal to NO2, print NO1 is maximum, or else print NO2 is maximum. So here with our example, we have 10 and 20. So it will check 10 greater than equal to 20. Is it true or false? Yes, it is false. 10 is not greater than equal to 20. So it will, Python interpreter, take your control to the else part. Okay, and then it executes the statement within else. So what statement is there? Print NO2 is maximum. So it will print output like this, 20 is maximum. Okay, so like this we can check which number is maximum number, which number is minimum number. Within two numbers or within three numbers we can see it, how we can find out maximum between three numbers in the next video by using logical operators. So here we can find out maximum between two numbers or minimum between two numbers by using same logic. Okay, so here is the example. We have to input two values here, NO1 and NO2. So what values we have entered here? 15 and 20. What is the expression here? If NO1 less than equal to NO2, then print NO1 is minimum, or else print NO2 is minimum. So how it get executed? So NO1 is 15, NO2 is 20. It will check 15 is less than equal to 20. Is it true or false? Yes, 15 is less than 20. So it is true. So it will execute the statement within if. Okay, it takes control to the statements present within if, because condition remains true. Okay, so what would happen, what output we will get here? So NO1 is minimum, 15 is minimum. Okay, so condition remains true, that's why it will execute this print statement, and we get here output 15 is minimum. So in the previous example we found what is the maximum number between two numbers. In this example we can find what is the minimum number between two numbers. Second, when we use string, so the question is like this: enter any two strings, enter any two names, and check whether the strings are identical or different. Okay, you should enter two names, you should enter two strings and check whether the strings are identical or different, means same or different. So here we can input two strings. Name 1 is equal to enter first name, name 2 is equal to input enter second name. So here first name is entered as Ganesh, second number is entered as Bappa. So how we can use expression for this one, conditional statement for this one? If name 1 equal to name 2. Okay, look here, we are using here double equal to sign. Double equal to means what? Comparison operator. Okay, so it will compare these two strings. Whatever data inputted by the user, it will check for that data. So here input is Ganesh and Bappa, so these strings are not identical. These two strings are different. So this condition remains false. So it will take control to else part and it executes the statement print different, and you will get the output as different. So we can use comparison operator for string data type also. Okay. So here in this example, same example is there, only the inputs are different. Name 1, Pinku is there. Name 2, again Pinku is there. So when we check this conditional expression, if name 1 equal to name 2, so name 1 is Pinku, name 2 is Pinku, is it same or different? It is, both the strings are same. So it will execute this print statement and it displays the output as identical. Okay, so like this we can do different scripts, we can compare different values. Only the thing you should remember here, you should use here indentation. The statements present within if, you should write it by using tab spaces. The statements present within else, you should write it by using tab spaces. Okay, so these are the examples with which we can use mathematical operations, relational operators. So we will see how practically we can use this one. So look here, we can start it by using Python. So here, look here, two environments are there. Here first environment is like this, and second we can get here directly Python prompt. So by using these two environment we can run Python script. So we will see the first one, this integrated environment of Python. Okay, so when we start this one, you will get this screen, run Python shell. So you will get here Python prompt. How we can write conditional statements here. So suppose x is equal to 10. Okay, if x greater than 5, we can write like this. Then write here colon. Okay, colon means end of expression. Then press here enter. So look here, when you press here enter, it will give you tab spaces automatically. Okay, so there is no need to enter tab again, because the statements you can start from tab spacing. Okay, so right here print x is greater than 5. So when we press here enter key, it gives you one blank line. Again press here enter key, it will execute that one. So what output it gives you? X is greater than 5. Okay, look here, for the same example, for another input, x is 5 or x is 3, and we write here same expression, if x greater than 5, and then colon, print x is, you can copy it or you can write it, greater than 5. Okay, enter. It will give you one blank line, press again enter. So it will take your control to out of if statement. So it will take your control to next Python prompt. How it gives you? Because here x is 10 and condition remains true, so it will execute the statement present within if. Okay, that's why we will get output here x is greater than 5. But in this example we have x is equal to 3 and we are going to check if x greater than 5. So this condition remains false. Okay, only we are using if, else part is not there. So it will skip this statement and it will take control to out of exit, out of if. Okay, that's why it gives you next Python prompt, because else statement is not there. If condition remains false, no statements are there to execute for Python interpreter. So it will take control to out of if. That's why it gives you Python prompt. If we used if else statement, means if we are using both the outputs, so x is equal to 10 right here, x is equal to 10 if x greater than equal to 5. Okay, right here it will take automatically inside if print x is, right here only x because we want to print that number, is greater than 5. Okay, this is the first one. Then write here else part, where you should write it at the beginning of this. Okay, so else this is the start of if, means we can start it from the prompt, but no prompt is there, that's why you should start it with the first column. Else again colon, then it takes your control to next tab. Print x is, so right here x is less than 5. Okay, x is less than 5. Press here enter key. So what output it gives you? 10 is greater than 5. Okay, so we have x is equal to 10. It will check condition, is x greater than equal to 5? As this condition remains true, that's why it will execute the statement x is greater than 5. Okay, 10 is greater than 5. If we entered here x is equal to 4, then what would happen here? It will check x greater than equal to 5. Is it true or false? False. So that time it will execute the statement within else part. Okay, so if we enter like this, x is equal to 3, and we can copy it. So same statements are there. If x greater than 5, then this one, then else part, this control V, then this part control V. Okay, press enter. So this time it gives you output 3 is less than 5, because x is 3 greater than equal to 5, this remains false. So it will take control to else part and it gives you x is less than 5. Okay, so by using these type of operators we can get here, we can compare here two values or two expressions. Okay, so these are the logical operators. We will see another example. So if we can write here x is 10, we want to find whether the number is even or odd. If x modulus 2 double equal to 0, then right here if x modulus 2 double equal to 0, then colon is missing, that's why it gives you syntax error. So print number is x is even. Okay, and then else part, so write it like this, else again colon, then print right here x is odd. Okay, so what it gives here, 10, number 10 is there, so if this condition remains true, it gives output even. Okay, when we write here x is equal to something like this 11, and suppose we want to check same script for x is equal to 11, how we can write it? If x modulus 2 is equal to 0, s print x is even. Okay, next else part, control V. You don't do like this, you should type the text. Print x is odd, so what it gives you? 11, that is odd. So here you will get output as 10 is 11 even, and here you will get output as odd. Okay, so this happens when we use this environment. Suppose we want to use another environment, so what would happen here? Look here, this Python we can use, this one. Okay, here you can write like this, x is equal to 10 if x greater than equal to 5. In some versions of Python it gives you like this, it gives you 3 dots. Okay, that is the secondary prompt in Python. and you have to take here, you have to use here tab space character, because cursor is present at the same position where if started. Okay, so you should take it inside if. So use here tab, then write here print x is greater than greater. Okay, greater. Press here enter key. So it gives output x is greater. So by using any method we can solve these operations. Okay, you can use relational operators. So these are the examples. We will see another examples in the next session. Uh, till then you practice this one and try to solve yourself. Okay.